Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Crimson Desert. This is Reg with PaxAriaGaming, and we are continuing our story. We are in chapter 4. Continuing chapter 4. We started chapter 4 in the last episode. And today we are going to be doing a lot of the Forbidden Knowledge quests. So we're going to go to Scholastone. We're going to meet the Dean. We're going to help him out. We're going to make it to the Spire of Stars. We're actually going to meet one of the witches. Our goal will be to rescue White Crow. And we're going to meet a boss. The boss is the Crowcaller. We're gonna go 2 rounds with him. And we're gonna likely end the episode on a bit of a cliffhanger because it really depends on whether or not I can actually defeat the Crowcaller. But once we get to the 2-hour mark, or close to it, we're gonna end up stopping the video. And we will pick it up in the next episode. I think I mentioned in a previous episode there were a couple of bosses I got stuck with and had to come back to. One of them was Red Mist, the other one was this guy, Crowcaller. So, we always start out, we don't always, but I try to always start out at the camp. On the right path. So we're going to go to Scholastone. We've been to Scholastone before. The good thing about exploring the map, even if you're not doing quests, is that you unlock a lot of the little fast travel points. I continue to do that as well. I mean, I've actually, at this point, by the time you guys see this video, I will have already crossed the entire Crimson Desert, not completing any main quests, unlocking fast travel points as I try to get to a legendary bow. I'm trying to figure out how to do the infinite arrows thingy. There are 2 ways to do it. Well, one is not really infinite because it needs time to reset. But one is truly infinite. So, but the first things first, I needed to get the bow. Anyway, that's in the future. Here we are now.
Let's have a productive discussion.
We're at Scholastone, so let's make our way to the Dean. I like this area. I haven't, nice horse. Would this be a legendary horse? Okay, it's not letting me interact, so I guess it's not one that I can snag and take.
I fear Octavius is working himself to the bone.
Yeah, Octavius is likely going to figure into this since they just mentioned his name. So the one thing about this area that's a little different from some of the other areas is the verticality of it. So sometimes when you move to the quest marker and you don't see the person, they could either be below you in an underground area, since this is on a bit of a sort of a built into a mountainside, or they can be above you in one of these structures up here. So here they are.
How to resolve this strange phenomenon? I was so absorbed I didn't even see you standing there. I am the Dean of this institute, though still a student myself. My work is to study the world beyond, bound to this one. What is it that brings you here?
Alustus sensed a strange energy and asked me to look into it.
I understand his concern. we pursue knowledge beyond this world. To seek the unknown is to invite unforeseen peril. We are not blind to that truth.
Why do you continue such dangerous research?
A world beyond, linked to ours by a hidden passage. They may appear separate, yet the two worlds are one. If more souls could reach that place, a brighter future would surely follow.
You press on at your own peril. Do you think it'll pay off?
Chaos is on the horizon. We must arm ourselves appropriately, with knowledge. Come with me.
One of the things I like about the world
There is a
of
scholar I wish you to meet. He
this.
stands at the forefront of abyssal research, a most brilliant
Okay, you can
mind.
take us to meet Octavius. I know. but
Not
we-
everyone can reach the abyss. Most cannot hope to cross the threshold. Have you set foot in the abyss?
No.
I have.
Few can claim that distinction. Tell me, what was it like?
It was filled with strange energy.
As I suspected. The abyss seems governed by principles wholly unlike those of our world. Many scholars here, myself included, devote their entire lives to its study. Your account alone will prove invaluable. Some may even envy you for it.
Okay, what I was going to say is that I really love the continent of Pywell and
If
the.
you have truly set foot in the abyss,
Okay.
he will take keen interest.
He's working on another experiment as we speak.
And the world that they've.
Each failure has brought him closer to success.
Okay, the Dean isn't going to let me get my
Alustus
thoughts in,
sensed.
so I'll hold off.
They will be tied to that work.
Okay, should I try now?
We're here.
No, I shouldn't. Okay, here we go.
Octavius, we have a guest. A Greymane sent by Alustus, come to aid you in your work.
He doesn't strike me as a scholar.
Perhaps not, but unlike us, he has touched the abyss.
If you could just give us a moment. Tomorrow at this very spot, I shall open a path to the abyss. You can have a hand in it, so long as you don't get in my way.
Don't mind him. He speaks harshly, but he will be glad of your help.
Now then, shall we begin? I have spent countless days in torment. Anomalies caused by my failed experiment brought ruin to us and the town. I was racked with shame and guilt, but my pride would not let me abandon my work. So, today, I shall prove my research. Now, let us begin.
Okay. While I wait to figure out how to activate this thing, what I was saying is that the world building that the developers did here is incredible. I mean, you have ogres, orcs, humans, I don't know what we're going to meet in the future, all sort of living in the same world, and you know, it just seems perfectly normal for them to all be walking around together, which is kind of nice. And I get it; it's a video game, but it's really very interesting. You know, Kliff obviously wasn't surprised to see that the dean was this ogre type guy. Shakatu was I forget what you call him. You know, so I just like it. I like it a lot. No one seems surprised when you see them walking around. And they don't seem to have built any kind of prejudgment against any of them, which is kind of nice as well. At least not prejudgment on what their race is. There may be prejudgment on what they're trying to do and the factions that they belong to. I think that's more the issue in this game than anything else. So it's nice. I guess that's true in a lot of fantasy games. Basically, for the puzzle, you needed to press the corner. Let's see. You need to press the corner ones followed by the middle one, the one in the middle, to unlock this one. Some of the puzzles, it's not really clear what it wants you to do, and so you end up sort of pressing buttons until you sort of figure, oh, okay, I see what they want me to do. There are a few of them like that. A couple of them in this episode. This was one. There's another puzzle like this somewhere in the game as well. It's definitely unique. Still early in. Well, I guess it is relatively early in the game. We're on chapter 4, but I guess the puzzles are giving God of War a little bit of a run for the money. I'm not sure yet whether it reaches Assassin's Creed or Lara Croft's level, but we'll see. There's a long way to go. Okay, so now that we've activated the device, what we needed to do is take these little cubes, plug them into these slots, and you need to use, it took me a while to figure out, you need to use Force Palm. Whenever you see those little circling spirit leaf thingies, that means Force Palm, or you need to use Force Palm. Again, the game doesn't really tell you that, and it took me a while. Maybe it tells you that in one of those little pop-up things, I'm not sure. It will tell you that you need to use Force Palm, but I don't know whether it tells you the little leaves are an indication that you need to use Force Palm, but it is. Every instance in which I've seen them is an instance where you need to use Spirit. So at least one of your Spirit abilities, and in this case it's Force Palm. And it doesn't have to be exactly, as you can see, it doesn't have to be exactly lined up when you use Force Palm. Just get it close enough, and then you Force Palm it, and it'll go in.
Behold, the gate at last perfected. Success is within my grasp. He who breaks the chains of convention and seeks the truth.
Right.
Shall witness miracles.
Wait, is that safe?
Something's not right.
Stop! Let go! Do you think that?
You've lost your mind.
you all bear witness to the gates of a new world opening!
Okay, so you basically have to remove the core. You have to position it just right and give it a good yank. I wasn't quite sure where it wanted me to stand to do this.
Complete. If I
okay, well, he hits kind of hard.
Prove my hypothesis.
Screaming! Are you all right?
Oh my goodness.
What happened here? Are you unharmed?
I'm all right.
How did all this happen? Oh, what do we do now?
I guess it wants us to use Blinding Flash to spot weakness. Yeah, but even if you spot the weakness, attack the enemy's weak points. Yeah, I see this game is loving these flying enemies. So, it took me a while to figure out, but what it wants you to do is to jump in that middle area. It has a big fan that's blowing, and you'll be able to fly up. But if you would just stop shooting at me for a moment so I can get my bearings. Yeah, this was not a pleasant fight. If you do this and then you stun him with, it's kind of hard to lock onto him. You just have to sort of do that. Yeah, if you get lucky and he flies right in front of you when you do that, then that's good. He doesn't have a lot of health, so if you do that 2 or 3 times, generally the fight's over, and there's no second phase. The thing is just positioning yourself to be able to do that. At one point I tried locking on, but he moves around too much. So, and if you run out of spirit, you'll need to recharge your spirit before you can do it again. So you can't really hit him. See, I don't have enough spirit. The good thing is the game sort of pops you back out. It doesn't start the fight over again. It doesn't pop you out with more spirit, so you still have to regain your spirit. That's what I'm doing here. And then, of course, I immediately used it, which was pretty silly. So hopefully I have enough to get one blast in. Let's see. No, I don't. Okay. Alright. There's probably a consumable, yeah, that I have that would give me spirit as well, which would be more helpful. He doesn't really hit hard. It's just that when he hits you, you fall. Okay, so this should renew. Yeah. When you revive, excuse me, when you revive like that, you do revive with full spirit. Not full health, but full spirit. And I just couldn't. Oh my god. I'm just pressing all kinds of buttons now. it's an amazingly frustrating fight. Now would be the time to do it. There we go. Right, I didn't get him. It's incredibly frustrating. I mean, incredibly frustrating. There we go. I don't know whether I need to continue wearing the Scholastone uniform they gave me, since they know who I am now. But I'll keep it on for this part. I don't know whether it matters or not. The armor matters or not in this particular place.
This is a travesty.
Many comrades lost. This is
Octavius's experiment went wrong.
Had I not granted him permission, I am to blame for all of this. What of Octavius?
Swallowed by the void.
A consequence of the experiment. Just now, there was some occurrence at the Spire of the Stars. Could you go and investigate? Oh, dear.
Okay, so our next task is to go to the Spire. Probably going to end up having to activate it or do something to get in. This is not it, by the way. And this will show signs of you being cold when you come into this library. Not quite sure why. You're not going to die, but you will see the frost signs all around you. And apparently in here you can take anything and it's not considered stealing. So you should. The knowledge of the helm that I took, I think at some point will allow me to craft a different helmet. I don't know what it does, but I assume it's something for later in the game. Just looking around. Who are you?
Your honorable
Another
deeds
merchant.
are plain for all to see.
Okay, Brenton. So one of the things you should remember that at this point in the game, you have a cuckoo pot. Although we haven't had much use for it, but every once in a while you'll see a floating power core somewhere, whether it's in a ruin or somewhere else. You can put those in your cuckoo pot. That's what you should do. It's for those large types of things that you can't really carry. And I don't know what you would store them for. I just have a feeling that we'll likely need them for something late game. Since they exist and the cuckoo pot exists, I assume they exist for a reason. So, just as an FYI. I'll show you an example when we get to one. We won't do one in this episode. We won't find one in this episode. But in subsequent episodes, we will find a few of them actually. Anyway, we're making our way to the Spire of the Stars. I am still rocking the Soul Spear, which I got in the last episode. I think I just like the way it looks. I'm not so sure. Actually, at 27 damage, I think it's probably the highest damage producing weapon I have at this point. But I suspect I'll be finding other weapons along the way. And this one cannot be refined, by the way. So some of the other ones that you find that may be weaker than this, I did have another spear that I was using before I found this one that probably can be refined up. I don't know if you max refine it, whether it'll get to 27. It might. But I'm not necessarily looking for a spear build. Actually, at this point, I don't know what kind of build I want. I know that I'm going to want the legendary bow. I probably want one of each legendary weapons, to be honest with you. I don't know that you can get through the game without a sword or a spear. One of those two things I think you're going to need. So I might go with one of each. Probably not so much with the axe. There's certainly a maxed legendary spear, a maxed legendary one-handed sword, a maxed legendary two-handed sword, and a max legendary bow. I think that's what I want to end up with. And then I can use them interchangeably once they're maxed. My understanding is when you max a weapon, or when you max out a weapon or armor, you can get through the rest of the whole game using that armor because it's a max. So you're not going to find armor better because the max refinement is the max refinement, and the damage done at max level isn't going to be significantly different between weapons. That's good to know because I worried, well, if I max this one out, will I be able to max the next one out? And should I do this or should I do that? Apparently, you don't really have to worry about that. Some of the other skills related to, you know, the abyss gears is a different story. The Soul Spear does not have abyss gears, so there's nothing, you can't socket anything in that. So while it's good for this, where we are in the game now, it might not be good for the future. Anyway, so the puzzle on the wall corresponds to these puzzles. Those two buttons, and the two buttons on this end have symbols on them that correspond to the 4. And in order to reset the ones on the main wall that you actually have to deal with, you need to, in order to reset these have to be reset before you can do anything. And you can't reset them until you deal with these. So basically, you're going to go over and you're going to use, this one is done. So this, whatever position this one is in is correct. This one, you're going to use force. I was really walking back and forth trying to figure this stuff out because it wasn't all that clear. But the goal is to use Force Palm on any of the ones that are not recessed. It will give you a little token or a little device that you need to slot into the main one over here. So in order for these to work, there's a little device that has to be slotted into each one of these. So once you slot the device into each one of those, they move back up to the top, and then you have to pull them down to match the buttons on the wall, so on the two opposite walls. So the goal is force palm this one, and you get a little device. That little device. You grab that little device. You match it to, you have to put it in the right slot, right? The slot should match the symbol on the thing that you just force palmed. Yeah, I forgot to look at the symbol. Alright, so you go back and look at the symbol. Alright, it's the sideways hourglass looking thing. And it is the first one, is where it was. I just wanted to make sure. You slide it in. It'll move up, and you have to move it to the correct position that corresponds to the buttons that are on the walls or on the sides. before we even worry about those, we may as well just get all of the little devices, plug them into the slots, and then we can come back and look at the positions that they're supposed to be in and fix it then. Yeah, again, not a very intuitive puzzle. I mean, yeah, I had to walk around punching things to try to figure it out, and then you see the murals that have these buttons on the wall, and you're like, oh, maybe they correspond, let's try that. And turns out that was the right thing to do. Okay, so those two are at the top. You need to get the two in the middle at the top, so you go over to this side. Okay, now the job is to climb up, pull them down to match where they should be based on the wall. And yeah, you need stamina to do it. Once you get to this part, it's not a difficult puzzle. And if you mess up and for instance, if you drop one all the way to the ground when it's supposed to be, you know, the second button to the ground or something like that, you can reset it and it'll just go back to the top. Like that. I wonder if I could have used I wonder if I could have pulled it down with my no, probably not. I think I had to do it this way. Okay. So we got them all in the correct position. And now we need to step on this pad in the middle. And that's going to take us to a portal to another one of the abyss gates. And it's funny because you go through, a few hours of playing the game, you're like, when am I going to get another one of those abyss puzzles? And they're pretty spread out. Actually, the game tells you how many of them there are for you to do. Because if you look at the challenges, if you go to the menu and you look at the challenges, you'll see how many of them there are. You'll also see how many gray mains you have to find. For a while I was like, well, how many gray mains do I have to find? At the start of one of the episodes, I'll show that. I don't in this episode, but I will show that just so people can see what I'm talking about. So you do have it does give you a pretty solid idea of where your progress is in the game. Not so much in terms of the chapters, because I think the chapters are misleading. I think there's a lot to do from a challenge standpoint outside of the main quest or the main quests, and I think that's something to pay attention to. I love doing challenges and all those kinds of things. I'm not necessarily sure I should be recording them all, and some I will and some I might not. Like cleansing the Sanctums. That's the witches faction, at least in Hernand. I'm assuming that the witches have Sanctums in the other regions of the game as well. I'm pretty sure they have them in Demonis and in some of the other areas. In terms of the first area, Hernand, we're going to cleanse all of those, and I will show all of that. Okay, so anyway, we've reached the top. Nice little cutscene. The portal is now opening. And Kliff, Super Kliff will just walk right through. I've been there, done that. Not worried about a thing. And this will take you to a different kind of abyss bridge puzzle. We found Octavius. Who is stuck here. I'm guessing he doesn't have wings like the wings that White Crow gave me.
Stop him tearing open the ring.
Octavius,
Okay, he disappears again.
what's happening here?
I don't know where he went actually. So this is the Sanctorum, or we have to get to the Sanctorum of Insight. So we have to find the man responsible for the rift. And so, very different kind of abyss bridge puzzle. So you have these platforms that you have to move in order to get into position to climb onto one of those. So you lock on, as you can see, and as you toggle, you can toggle each of those. The blue ones are the ones where you'll be going to next. So initially it's a little bit of a struggle because of the way the camera moves when you're close versus when you're far, and then you try to toggle onto one of the other ones. And it's just really tricky. But once you do all of those, this will be the last one. There's 3 or 4 that you have to do, but this, I only showed you the first one, and this will be the last one. So you just turn it, and it'll move. Let's see. It should move. I wanted to get that far one. The idea is to get the one, there we go. It's to get the one closest to the Abyss Bridge, because that's where you gotta go. So now that we're here, we just climb up. Okay, I got enough hours in. I shouldn't be. I don't know. I just feel like the layout is wrong in terms of what should be your weapon versus what should be your little connect thingy. All right. So in any case, you climb up, and then you're gonna have to make your way. We're actually going to end up. Well, why don't we get through this first? I'll tell you. So we want to activate this. So you climb on it and you do a force palm. It's just like the ones that we had to hang off of, except this one is flat. You know you got it when it begins to move. First time I did it, it didn't move, and I was like, is that it? The second time I did it, it did this. Okay.
While all else changes, You alone remain unchanged.
What?
Very interesting. Okay, so I'm getting a feeling we're going to end up fighting that guy again.
Oh, is that...
They watch me fall out of the sky. That's so funny.
Greymane, are you unharmed? I was startled to see you fall from the sky so suddenly.
I'm all right, but I saw Octavius in the abyss.
Did he say Octavius?
He instructed me to stop the one set on tearing open a rift.
Please, tell me all that transpired.
At the heart of a storm stood a man just standing there. He spoke as if he knew me, and then I was flung from the abyss and ended up here.
Your words are concerning, for that is not a place where just anyone may tread. I must uncover the man's identity, find out what drew him there, and why. For now, I will halt all experiments related to the Abyss. Our efforts will turn to finding Octavius. And that man. Everything remains unclear, so act with caution.
Okay, so we're done with the Scholastone quests for the moment. Because they're now a faction, there are going to always be things for you to do. There's some research elements to do. But I won't do that yet. I want to do some other story progression. But one of the things I would do is I would sort of jump back and forth between story progression and faction quests and side quests. Some of them intersect. In some cases, you can't move on until you do certain things for a faction. So some of them are connected to the main story, some of them are not. I think that's a part of what makes it such an expansive game. Plus the fact that the map is huge. And you want to go everywhere. So every once in a while I'll go and, like I said, do a little exploring just to unlock parts of the map. The goal in terms of exploration is always looking for the
You're here.
the transport portals. That's my number one.
Catch your breath a moment.
Yeah, that's always my number one. It's sort of like in the Souls game, find the shortcut and unlock the gate and so on and so forth. Because if you don't, the run back is huge. And that's true as well. If you don't unlock the fast travel portals, and I made the mistake of not doing that in an earlier part when I was exploring and had to spend 45 minutes riding the horse all the way back there. Very annoying. Okay, now there's this banquet going on at Hernan Castle that we've been invited to. So we're going to make our way over there. Okay, so we have officially ended chapter 4 and are officially starting chapter 5. Guest unbidden.
Oh, you're back. Running this place is turning out to be harder than I expected. Or am I just being ungrateful?
I keep telling you, you shouldn't push yourself so hard.
Oh, this leg's still fine. And both arms are in one piece.
I'm looking for the Grey Mains.
Aye. What is it?
I bring a message from Marquis Circus. A large delegation from Demonis will attend the Harvest Festival banquet. If you are able, he strongly urges that you attend.
A banquet? That's sudden.
The Marquis mentioned he may need your help. I'll take my leave.
I'll think about it.
An invitation to the banquet. We're reaping the rewards of the Marquis's favor. But why? Why would a delegation from Demonis come all this way? A large one at that.
You're right. They wouldn't come without a reason.
Wait, Damien's from Demonis, isn't she? She must have fled for a reason. Shouldn't we let her know?
Aye, we should.
Could the delegation be a pretense for something else?
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them.
Hold on. Where is Damien anyway?
She went out to see someone. Said she had something to look into.
Shouldn't we tell her?
I'll find her and let her know.
Okay, so a number of quests completed. Sometimes, and I have not played as Damien yet, a couple of times I tried using her, I got the message that she was busy. So I don't know what she's doing. I think there are specific Damien quests that will show up on the map, and maybe that's when I'll be able to use her, but I have not used her yet. I've pretty much ignored her for most of the early part of the game, which is probably not fair, but I know with successive patches, the game is going to make her and Unka, whenever we find them, more
Grand
useful
General
in terms of their
Bastia
skills.
has ensured today's event be most memorable. Well then, I do hope you enjoy.
Grand General Bastia. Yes, one of the orchestrators of that incident. Ah, there you are, Greymane. I see you got your invitation. I told you he'd come.
I heard the news, but do you really need my help?
Let us hope it's just an old man's needless worry. Just relax and enjoy the festivities. Let's go inside.
Yes, come along.
The banquet is about to begin. Duke Caliburn has not been seen since that day.
Caliburn?
The one behind the blood coronation. The purge that ousted countless Demonician nobles.
Oh look, it's the Demonis delegation. Oh, it started.
And now the time has come to unveil the Grand General's special gift. Oh, it's about to open.
What could it be? What could possibly be inside it?
What is this?
Does everyone like it?
With the blessing of Great Solomon, we celebrate the arrival of this bountiful harvest season.
They call this a gift.
On behalf of the King of Demonis, Grand General Bastir has arranged this grand display.
My word. Look at the size of it.
Though chaos reigns and evil spreads, the alliance between Hernand and Demonis shall endure. And Demonis will bring peace to Pywell. And those who threaten our alliance shall meet the same fate as this beast! Long live Demonis! Musketeers, forward! Ready, arms! Aim!
This is utter nonsense.
Fire! What are you playing at? Quickly, kill the monster!
This doesn't seem right. What?
Enough!
Don't get too close.
Let this serve to remind you. Under the guidance of the great kingdom of Demonis, we shall forever return.
Get out of here now. I won't leave you. You need to protect the Marquis. I can handle the beast.
Okay.
Very well.
Kinds of buttons. It's gonna get me just like what happened. It's like what I was doing kind of good when I started, and then all of a sudden I started mispressing buttons. As he beats me into the ground, I deserve that. Yeah, this is not a fun fight. He moves around a lot. I think the key is, get maybe 3 hits in and then back away. Regain stamina, rinse and repeat. I think what I'm doing is getting a little bit greedy. And when he Kliff hits me like that, he just sends me flying. So I got 3 in and then back off. And when he does that little screeching noise, I don't know what that is. But take the time and heal when you're able to move again, or regenerate spirit when you're able to move again. Because you can't hit him. I mean, there's nothing you can do when he's doing that. Same thing with his shields. It seems like all of the main bosses have this period. I can't see where the hell he is. Has this little period where they do this shield thing. This is the second phase. I probably died like 10 times just to get to the second, just to realize it was a second phase. I probably died another 10 times before realizing there's actually a third phase. And the soldiers around the room I can't tell whether they're shooting him is doing any damage at all. Ouch. This is one of those ones, I think after this fight is where I learned that how many ever pieces of meat that you bring into the area for healing, you should double it before boss fight. Now initially, of course, this is the next phase. The issue for me is maybe I should just always keep like 40 pieces of meat, because I think the issue is I don't know when it's a boss fight. I assumed we were just going to a nice little banquet and it's going to be all politicking and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm doing all this healing. I don't because this is the third phase. I don't want to mess this up and have to go through this whole fight again. Yeah, so because I thought it was going to a banquet, I didn't have the impression I was going into a boss fight. I didn't do that, but it really is a cardinal rule that even if you don't plan on going into a boss fight, you should always just have 40 strong heals. I mean, they're you know, like jerkies will heal you some percentage, but not a lot. Let's see where he was. So you want the max heal, either max or moderate. The little heals should be shielded. The little heal should be for emergencies. But the max heals you should use in boss fights. Moderate ones, if it's a field boss. Kliff is going to need a chiropractor. My understanding is an easier way to win this fight is if you had unlocked one of the grapple abilities, you could have grappled onto his back and stabbed him in the back like Kliff just did in the cutscene. I'm guessing we're going to see him again later.
This is better than that banquet. This is getting out of hand. Most impressive.
They're all celebrating because they did so much work.
Skilled fighters, this lot. I think I'll stay out of this one.
Okay, let's go find Damien, who apparently is here. I guess she's no longer busy.
You shouldn't be here.
I didn't expect things would come to this.
What is Bastia even thinking?
I'm not certain, but it's clear he has no intention of leaving Hernand in peace. And from what I found out, there's good reasons to believe that that beast wasn't the only thing he sent.
You best keep your voice down.
There's talk that others slipped into Hernand amidst the chaos. I've also received information connected to you and your people. It concerns the Black Bears, who attacked you. Records show someone in Demonis has been supplying them, but their identity remains unknown. There may be another force moving against you.
Damien, we should move before someone spots us.
I'll dig deeper into this. Please, stay alert.
Okay, so that's what she's been doing. So when I got the message that she was busy, it was because she was actually working for us, getting some intel for us. Not bad. Oh, the message is from White Crow. Okay. Let's go find the Witch of Wisdom. And I'm guessing that that will actually start off the Witch's quest line.
I regret it has to go like this.
I decided to try dual wielding a sword and a mace.
Oh, thanks, Marco.
It looks interesting, but I don't know for how long I'll do that. I don't guess you really need the shield in order to block. Because you can block with your weapon. I know with the spear you can block. I'm assuming with any of the weapons you can block. Okay, I'm still liberating the Polynese people. $85 of them. The game, I know in the upcoming patch, mainly because I've already gotten there, that number changes to infinity. It doesn't, so there's no specific number of them you need to save. That was what I was wondering about initially. I was like, how many of these guys am I supposed to save? You know, I got to 10, I got to 20, I said, oh, maybe it's 50, I got to 50. Now I was thinking, oh, maybe it's 100. You know. When you clear out one of the big camps, you probably reach the 100 mark, and then it finally changed to infinity. So I guess it's just something you do along the way. Or maybe if you don't get to the infinity level, it sort of changes something about the game for you. But once you get to infinity, the game just stops counting. You've reached whatever the threshold is, so it doesn't count anymore. It just says infinity. Or actually, it says infinity. I don't know whether that means it stops counting. I have to see about that. It may continue to count, but the goal, there is no specific goal.
Thank you.
Okay, so now that we've rescued those folks. Well, actually, no, we haven't finished because the quarry is still full of bandits. Okay, guys, run off. If you stay here, they're going to capture you again. We're going to leave them alone. So the quarry is over here. Where are we? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. This is a...
Gotta hurt you now.
Sort of a multiple... This is a complex. It's not just one building. It's like the place that has the prison, the infirmary, the fort, all those kinds of different things. So I don't know whether we need to do that to see the witch at this point. So let's head to where the witch marker is, because that's our goal. Witchwoods, appropriately named. We have a witch's house.
How many more do we need?
Not too many. Only 3 more.
Why are we busting asses for those bleed fuckers anyways? Oh, what a load of shite.
Hanan's got a plan to sort them. We just wait, then scoop up the spoils.
Hold on. We've got ourselves a nosy rat.
Kill him!
Get on with it then!
Die!
Okay, these guys... I'm like for you guys. You're not gonna bother me. Especially after the Reed Demon and his horde of like 300 people had to fight. He runs off. Yikes. Okay. Alright. Kliff. Don't walk through the thorns, buddy. Okay, so the goal here is to use your blinding flash thingy to burn the vines. This is going to come in handy with some of the traps that you might find in some of the Sanctums. So I'm guessing, to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure why I wouldn't just jump in the air and fly over this. But in any case, we've now burned through the vines. There's still traps in here, by the way. Yep, like that. I was just about to say, I have avoided them so far, but apparently not. So I guess the idea is to keep moving, because they don't seem to. They seem to pop up everywhere. Well, at least they stay up.
Don't do this! I don't understand.
Hey, what's going on over there? Batman to the rescue. What are you guys doing? Okay, well, they're not enemies. Okay. Back to what I was doing before, so rudely interrupted by her screams for help. Okay, the traps disappeared. Interesting. Does that mean they'll come back? Yeah, I have a bunch of keys. When you find the keys in the game, don't ever sell them. Keep them. There's any of these areas that you can unlock. If you just have a random key, you'll be able to unlock them. Okay, there's nothing in here. Nope. Okay. Traps all over the place. Jeez.
I don't understand. Quickly.
Okay, there she is.
You must help me. Oh, thank you. I was waiting for you to come. Both courage and the wisdom lead you to do what is right. You are welcome to visit my abode.
Okay.
May wisdom guide your path.
All right, now we need to find her. Although that thing said her name was Tanya, this says her name is Elowen. Okay, so we need to find Elowen the witch. Now, what I didn't do when I was here is there's a reason that, and you can't really see it, there's a hole in the ceiling. And actually, you could have entered the house from the outside, climbed up here, but up there is a chest. So I did eventually come back to the house and took the contents of the chest. So, but it's just one of those things where I didn't sort of pay attention, even though I knew I could go in upstairs. I just assumed I can go in and then drop down. I wasn't really paying enough attention to realize that that I should have climbed up there and checked. Now, maybe at some point in the future, there'll be some item, whether it's a ring or necklace or some kind of gear, that will sort of alert me when there are chests around. I think there's something like that, because that would be much more helpful if they popped up. That one did not. And you look at the map, you still don't see it on the map, so you wouldn't necessarily know. And I guess that's true in some of the Sanctum areas as well. Because you can go and clear a place of all the enemies, you can sort of unlock, complete the particular task. The game will tell you you've completed, the particular task that you were supposed to do. The area is liberated, and you can leave a chest that you didn't see unopened. So it really does sort of make sure, it sort of forces you to make sure you pay attention to everything and that you really scour every building. And in this particular case, it wasn't a building where you would have been accused of stealing anything, unlike the mansions in Hernand. Interesting doorway.
Kindness springs from wisdom, and wisdom weaves new bonds. I've long awaited the thread that would lead you here.
Okay, no, she is different from the other one. Okay,
we
so
witches are
they're two different
wielders of
people.
arcane power. It is our duty to keep balance between this world and the abyss. But of late, forces have risen to suppress our power. the sanctuaries that anchor our magic and uphold order. They seek to seize them and drown them in darkness. We ask that you help restore the fallen sanctuaries and restore order.
All right.
Okay. So that's the quest. This is what starts the faction quests for the witches, and that is we will be clearing a number of the sanctums. I think in Hernan there may be 4 or 5. And once one of the things to remember about the sanctums that I didn't necessarily remember first off is once you complete the sanctum, you have to defeat a whole bunch of enemies.
Wander at your leisure.
There's not always a boss. Okay, I have to remember Elowin has, I don't know whether they all have the same abyss gear or whether they have different abyss gears. Because there's another witch that
You'll find what you seek
I think
here.
we've met her already, that also sells abyss gears. See gear blueprints. No, this one has something different. This is not the same stuff the other one has. So now I have to make sure I go back and talk to Elowin again.
Wander at your leisure. See what calls to you. Our paths will cross again.
All right, so note to self, the witches don't have the same inventory. So that's good to know. To keep that in mind and go back to Elowin at some point.
Oh, Greymane, sir. Trouble. Grave trouble.
We've got unknown intruders running rampant in the keep.
Okay, so
I scarce know how to describe it.
Ghosts. It was as if we were fighting ghosts.
Any idea who they might be?
None. Just crow feathers strewn at the sea.
Hey, we've got something. Intruders got past the guard. They've breached the inner keep. They were tearing the place apart, as if searching for something.
What the hell is going on?
Then, suddenly, they vanished. They might still be lurking around the castle. We should keep an eye out.
okay, so we have this tracking ability. I don't know whether this is a permanent ability or only exists in some parts, because when we're dealing with the Reed Devil, we had this tracking. We used it one other time, and now we're using it again, but the hint to use it doesn't always pop up, and so that causes me to question whether you can use it all the time when you're searching for something. Or searching for someone.
Where'd the sods vanish to? Did they head to the archive?
All is ready. Now to wait for one worthy enough to walk this path. From virtue springs wisdom, and wisdom ever opens the way. If it truly is him, he will surely reach this place. I am certain. His good deeds will guide him here.
Okay, looks like we're going up to the abyss again. Okay, this is the first one that we went to. So that's, I don't see anything, everything looks okay. Let's go to the library. Oh, okay. Alright, it just popped out of nowhere.
This is tedious.
Okay, this is the
Die already, you shite.
Crowcaller is trash talking.
You expecting me to kiss it back?
Oh, I guess it's one of the Crow brothers that's trash talking. I don't know, they trash talk as they're getting pummeled. Okay, they turn into crows.
And around we go then.
Oh yeah, they do turn into crows. Okay. All right.
Alustus! It's you. Alustus, stay with me.
Now, I was always told you're not supposed to do that. You know, if a knife is sticking in you, you shouldn't leave it there, because pulling it out will cause bleeding and you likely will die.
Has been taken.
Okay. So,
What do you mean? Who did this to you? My wounds matter not. You
thought
must
you were immortal
find
anyway.
her quickly.
Okay, so White Crow has been kidnapped.
Follow him, the Crow, and stop the Black Witch.
Okay.
Who is that?
One who covets White Crow's power, if she succeeds in claiming it.
Okay, I don't know who the Black Witch
White Crow
is.
must never fall into her hands, no matter what. You must do whatever it takes.
Well, I'm not gonna, like...
Go after him. Find White Crow.
It's like you're insinuating that if I can't help her escape, I should, like, send her to the next world, but I don't think I want to do that. Okay, so... Okay, we need to find some clues about the Crowcaller, who has kidnapped White Crow. The Crow's warning. All right. Okay, so I guess we're going back down to Earth. You know, I have not fully explored this place. One of these times I should come back up here and just to see if there's more to explore. I did get another Abyss Cube thingy, but I did that when I was up here the first time. Some people never found it, and watching other players play, I only found it because I sort of drifted over to that side of the room, and then it automatically came to me. I didn't have to do anything, but I didn't explore the rest of the place because when you're done with it, you get the flight ability and you immediately jump off, and you don't ever come back here until now. It is incredible how detailed the map is. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, from far away, it's amazing what a job they've done. And with all the patching that they've done, I mean, it's like every week they're patching something. You know, they've been none of it was happening pre-patch or game breaking, right? I didn't play sort of pre-launch stuff. Some people played pre-launch and had major complaints about certain things. You know, I played the game after it was complete and after it came out on its release date. And yeah, I think the controls were clunky. There's a steep learning curve and all those kinds of things. But I think the patches have definitely improved elements of the game that I didn't think they would change, to be honest with you. Yes, there's still way too many different controller combinations in combat. I just think, wow, I'm never going to learn all of these things. But if you don't learn them, it doesn't prevent you from fighting. You know, I've had fights, I've, you know, defeated bosses where I'm sure it's probably easier to do if I just learned all of the control mechanisms. So I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, some of the crafting is a little confusing and you wonder, why am I learning this? I'm probably never going to do it, like dyes and stuff like that. You know, but the choice is yours. I mean, if you want to, if you're into the whole, I gotta have this different looking drip than everybody else, and you want to do something like that, you can do it. I was never into that in the games. You know, for me, it's all about utility. Does this armor set give me more
Shines like it just came out of the sea.
Does it give me more of a particular attribute? That's the important part for the armor.
I'd best get a pint down my neck before I head home.
Is there armor that protects me against cold? Is there armor that protects me against heat? I would want one of each. But I think armor is like weapons. I mean, once you max the stats out, then they're not that different. Certainly, protecting you against the elements, yes, that's different.
Wouldn't mind working at the manor.
Because whatever protects you from
Steady
heat
work, steady
isn't going to
meals.
protect you from cold, and vice versa.
You think there's any positions open?
But so far, you know, I've traveled to cold places, and yes, it does affect your stamina, but you can still get through the area.
Where is White Crow?
Okay, this is our second interaction with the
You
Crowcaller.
mean the offering?
The offering.
On her way to the altar as we speak. I've long wondered why Mother ever cared for the likes of you.
Mother?
Let's find out! Shall we? Your sister backs you good. Seems you have no will to fight. What an utter disappointment. If this is the true extent of a grey mane, then I've no more business here. Stop right there. Why would Mother bother with such filth? Kill her.
I'm going to enjoy this!
One of the things about the shields too, by the way, is you can disarm them in terms of knocking the shields out of their hand. I'm just not very good at it, but you can disarm them. But as you can see, even without disarming them, you're still able to beat them without the shield.
Alustus. I sense White Crow is no longer in Hernand. They're heading to Demonis.
Oh, great.
We must find her before it's too late.
You know, I hate those kinds of things when they start putting pressure on you. Do something before it's too late. Dude, you know, in a game like this, it could be weeks before I find her. Okay, so as you can see, we've not been to Demonis. Or at least we've not been very far into Demonis. And there's still a lot to do in Hernand, which leads me to believe that, oh great, it's one of the ones that's in a cave that I probably can't climb out of. Yeah, you know, bad point. Yeah, so it tells me that you can start things in Demonis and still go back to Hernand and do quests there, because there's still a lot to do in Hernand. You know, but have I found all of the best gear and all of those kinds of things in Hernand yet? I don't know. I don't think so. But I'll do that over time. I mean, ultimately, I want the whole map unlocked and every fast travel point found so that I can go back to an area if a quest pops up in that area. Okay, so what we need to do is to find some clues as to the whereabouts of the Crowcaller. And as you can see, the map marker is way the hell away. And I'm going in the wrong direction. The other thing is I've seen people run their horses off of cliffs and then fly. The horse will be fine. I just find that rather cruel. Like, wow, guys, just run the horse right off the side of the side of a cliff. I don't know whether you actually gain. I don't know what you gain from that. You know what? 10 extra feet of distance. You know, yeah, I don't think that's. I don't know that that's important to do it that way. Okay. So we were here before too when we were exploring. No, we weren't. Sorry about that. Because if we were, we would have done this. So we weren't here. Yeah, if I was here, I would have definitely unlocked this to save me the trouble. Yeah, I definitely wasn't here. this is one of those times where the timing of the game caught me at night, and instead of setting up going to a bonfire or making a quick trip back to Howling Hill to rest overnight, I just decided to keep going. I probably should have rested, made it daytime. The nighttime play is just not. It's fun for me. I can see, but I think watching it, just looking at it during this editing process, I just wouldn't find it fun to watch, to be honest with you. But the way it works is every 5 seconds equals 1 minute of lifetime in the game. And if you want to do the arithmetic and calculate when will it be daytime, it'll give you some idea of if it takes you a long time to travel the map to get to a particular place, like this did, you're likely to run out of time. I mean, it's consistent. I mean, daytime lasts as long as nighttime lasts. So, if you get into a night cycle, if I'm, like I said, if I'm at Howling Hill or I'm at some place where I can sleep, I usually just switch it back to daytime, unless the particular quest requires you to do it at night. There's my dog who follows me literally everywhere. That's the thing. Well, I guess it's like a real dog, I guess that's true. Because my real dog follows me everywhere. So maybe, even though this dog is not black, I should name him Shadow. Yeah, one of the upcoming patches will allow you to name your pets and your horses. This one, at this point, did not allow me to do that. So I guess that's the other thing. People who've already completed the game by this point, and the developers are still doing some serious patches that would make playing through the game a second time a little bit, actually a lot more different than I thought it would have originally.
Didn't expect him to go this far.
Yeah, well, he seems a little bit maniacal.
Crows.
Kill him!
This is playing like Batman. In some of the scenes, he looks just like Batman when he's fighting.
You don't know your place.
Yeah, he's back.
Came all this way to meet your death, did you?
Okay.
Your carcass isn't worth claiming! I'll leave it for my crows! Let me remind you of your weakness.
Wow. Not block that.
Is that all the fight you have?
Now, this is one of those fights where when you yeah, his movesets never change. It's the same moveset over and over and over and over again. So given that he's going to keep doing that, the goal should be learning how to dodge out of the way so you can dodge behind him when he comes forward like that, or learning how to block it.
Weakness again.
Better yet, if you're able to get a parry, you stun him for about a half a second, and it's not for very long.
All the fight you have in you.
And so one of the things I learned is, you know, it's better to be aggressive than to keep running away from him. I don't know who your mom is. I don't have any idea who you're talking about, buddy.
Oh, your life is hardly worth the effort of taking.
Okay, I thought I was blocking. Since I'm using a spear, I can't use the shield. The skill has been nothing. So when he goes up like that, he will go up in the air. When he flies into the air, he'll fly into the air and then dart off to one side. It could be the left or the right. And after that dart is when you should dodge, or when you should evade or roll out of the way. If you do it too soon, he's going to hit you. So you have to wait until he does right after he does the second move. He'll go up, that's move 1. Then he'll dodge to one of the two sides, that's move 2. Once he does that, then you can dodge. If you do it too early, he seems to be able to adjust. Okay, see all those red things flying around in the mini-map? Those were the crows, which we can't see, but they do damage you.
Should I be feeling overpowered yet?
Don't get cocky, Greymane.
Kliff doing a little trash talking.
Doom awaits.
Okay, he jets off again. As do all of his little crow brothers. And this is the game giving us a hint. Which, of course, I was going to say, which of course doesn't mean a whole lot, but at least it puts you right in front of where they want you to go. But before we do that, we're going to go over to the shiny thing, because to me, that's always important. The one thing about night, okay, if there's one good thing about night, from an exploring standpoint, not from a content recording standpoint, but from an exploring standpoint, is you can see the fast travel points much better. They've made it a little bit easier to see them in the daytime as well, but when you're in an area like the Crimson Desert, or an area that has, you know, the color of like leaves in the fall, they're it's very difficult to see it. It's very, very extremely difficult to see. And so, you know, I guess you can wait until, you know, let's say 3 o'clock in the morning, go out and do exploring for the fast travel points, and then in less than an hour of real time, it'll be daytime. You can do it that way, or you can just do it and then go back, sleep, and wake up 6 hours later, or whatever the case may be. But I think it's definitely worth noting, and probably worth during your exploration day when you're just exploring, at least do the unlocking part at night. I just think it makes life a lot easier to spot these things. I've tried both in the daytime and night is just eminently better. Now, not all of these little transport portals, not all of them are like real nice little simple, you just walk up and step on them. I found the one that was surrounded by giant vine wormy type things. I only went to it once. I don't know if you go back whether those things are gone or whether they're just a permanent feature of that particular one. I'm guessing certainly as we go further, I guess it's east in the map, north and east towards Demenis, and some of those areas out there at far west, we're going to see some different things that we haven't seen yet in Hernand. Okay, so this is where we learn about the crow.
Teacher, I think I hear strange noises outside.
Ah, sounds like someone's come calling. It'll settle soon. No need to worry.
Stop lying. I don't see the director anywhere.
Peace now.
I'm scared.
Peace. Solomon watches over us. I'll go see if the director's safe. There could be danger, so bolt the door and keep out of sight. You're not to go outside. Understood? No matter the knocking. If it's not my voice, do not open the door.
All right. I won't.
There must.
Die, foul beast!
Calm yourself. I'm looking for a man clad in black feathers.
Okay.
I was pursuing him and lost the trail at the altar.
Sister has a sword. Wow.
You know something about this?
Even after all that bloodshed, those fiends forced
Abbess
open
Marina.
Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate?
It's the sanctuary we have stood watch over for generations. Not simply because it was sacred. There's more to it. It is said that the gate leads to a world beyond our own. But now those wicked souls have passed through.
So this was the showdown he sought.
They were evil incarnate. They sought the secret to open Heaven's Gate. And slaughtered the faithful who held their tongues.
That's what befell all those people.
Most were murdered. A lucky few were taken away. It was hell itself. They said it was all for the mother.
Yeah, I don't know who this mother is.
In the cellar lies a relic that can open Heaven's Gate.
Okay.
Here, take the key and stop those monsters.
Find somewhere safe and stay hidden.
She's got a big sword by her side. I think she'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to head to the church to get the relic. We're probably going to... We're going to grab the relic, number one, and then we'll see if we can get to Heaven's Gate, and then we'll likely stop at that point, since we are at the hour and 50-minute or so mark. Okay, I don't think this is where we need to go, but since we're here, let's see if there's anything of value in here. It looks like there should be valuable stuff in here, but... Oh, wait. Yep. There's a chest. Okay, so it is a crime. All right. Well, there's no one here to witness it, so I think we're okay. Well, the abbess is fearing for her life in another place with the sword by her side. We were in here pilfering her church. All right, abbess, I'll pray for forgiveness when we're done. But I am saving your life, so maybe this is my reward. Okay, so the item we need is not in here. It's probably on the outside or underground, one or the other. You take the mask off. People don't seem to mind me walking around with a mask on. So if you put the mask on, you go into an area, you take something, you leave the mask on, you walk out after you're cleared. No one seems bothered by the fact that you walk around with a mask on. They definitely make theft very easy in this game. The period of time that you need to wait before you can escape is really short. Unlike, some where you're being hunted or chased. In this particular instance, that doesn't ever seem to be the case. Although I'm assuming you could be caught. If you happen to, be in one of the manors and there's a soldier there and you take whatever it is while he's standing there, then I guess you'll get caught. And you can only take it if you have the mask on anyway, but you'd still get caught. All right, so let's take the Palmer pill. The all-important Palmer pills. Do another puzzle. I think it pretty much works the same way as the other one. You hit the corners. And then you get the item that you need to unlock the Spire of Soaring, I think is what it's called. Oh no, before we do that, no, it's not here. We need to activate the Pillar of Radiance. And then we'll go to the other area. This is a multi-step process here. So where is that? That's where we have to go straight ahead. But what we need to do before we go over there is to go over to our left. We need to activate this. And the way to do it is by aligning the circular discs to create an image. So it's the outer ring stays where it is. It's the next ring, the second to the outer, is the one you move. You line it up. Okay, when you have it right, you'll get that little hint that it's correct. So then you move on to the inner circle. That. And we're good. Pretty simple. And that is where we have to get to next. And so, when we come back, we are going to tackle this spire, which looks incredibly complicated because it probably is, using the rising air to go higher and higher while activating the power structures for each one. And I'm assuming that will open a portal to the next Abyss Nexus. So thank you guys for joining me in episode 7. When we return in episode 8, we will continue along along this path, and we'll see what else we can do. All right. We'll do more main story since we're officially in chapter 5. We obviously aren't going to complete chapter 5, but we will continue the story. So thank you guys for joining me. This is Reg with PaxAriaGaming. I will see you in episode number 8. Uploads every Tuesday and Friday. I will see you then. Take good care. Thanks for joining me. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and more importantly, comment. Take care.